my name is Seema. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I pack my makeup to travel, the kind of setup I use, what bags I use, what I take with me, and just any suggestions I have for traveling with makeup. If that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. Also, I did something very different with my makeup today, and I think I really like it. I usually go really heavy with eyeshadow, but I just didn't do any eyeshadow today, and I just did you know, the pink bold winged liner, and I decided to just leave it at that, and I think it looks really fun. So maybe I'll do this more often. I don't know. Anyway, let's just hop right in. So to start off, I think the most important thing for packing makeup is what bag you're taking. So normally when I'm going, this is kind of busted so you can see I actually do use it all the time. If I think you're going for a long time, or you have checked luggage and so you have space in your carry-on, or just any kind of situation where you will need a lot of makeup and you need to be able to pack it securely and you have a lot of space, and just in general, I think you can be a little more overzealous with your makeup packing. This Sephora bag is a godsend. It's just a box with a zipper. It opens right up, and you have this compartment up here for a bunch of brushes, and then this pretty deep box on the inside. And then it also comes with this little pouch and these two little zipping compartments. And so when I'm going for a longer trip, or a trip that I want to have variety in my makeup and I can't just stick to one or two lip colors and one palette and kind of a set makeup routine that I'm gonna be wearing every single day, and I want to have options, this is kind of what I will take. I will put all my brushes here. Any extra brushes that don't fit up there I will put in this little pouch. I will also put stick things in here, so mascara, eyeliners, any longer lip products that maybe don't fit in here, which is rare, they all kind of fit in here, but just anything longer like that I'll put in here. And then in these compartments I kind of separate them into two little distinct ones. So this one will be my complexion one, so I'll put in a foundation, concealer, powders, bronzer, blush, etc. will go in here. And then in this one I will put smaller eye products, so brow stuff, anything that's going on my lips, all my lip liners, lipsticks, they'll all go in here. And usually if I feel I have a lot of complexion products, I might take some of the blushes and less set complexion products and put them in here too. And so the way I'll end up arranging it is I usually will have these two in here and this guy laying right on top. And then if I have any makeup palettes, the thing I usually do with palettes is I just slot them in on the sides here. There's a lot of room, this doesn't fit super snugly. There's a lot of room around the other compartments, so you can just slot your palettes in on the side, or I'll put the palettes under and then put these guys on top, and then I'll just zip the whole thing back up. And I think that's a really great option for if you have a lot of makeup that you're taking, you want it to be really secure. I love this thing. This thing, it's I don't know if they probably still have it at Sephora. It was pretty expensive, it was 50 bucks, but I love it so much. It is just nothing is better for packing makeup in my experience than this thing. I love it. I love it so much. It keeps everything really secure, really organized, don't have to worry about things breaking. Now, if I'm trying to travel a little bit smaller, because this is kind of it's pretty stiff, you know, that's why it's so secure. It's it doesn't really, you can't really crumple it up. The trip I'm going on in 2 weeks is a little bit of a shorter one. I am not taking any checked luggage, so everything I need to take with me is going to be my carry-on, and I also want to have space in my carry-on to bring stuff back, so I can't stuff it to the brim. So for that one, I'm taking this. It's just a one pouch bag. It's actually this is a bag I got from Kathleen Lights' clothing line, Lights label. It's this fun green color. It has this little lightning bolt here. But what I like about this is it looks deceptively small, but it can hold so many things. When I was packing this, I almost overstuffed it. I'll tell you a bunch of things that you don't need to have in here that I put in here anyways, just because I wanted to prove that you can still take some a good amount of stuff, and this still has room, but it's also really mushy, so you can squeeze it into space and it'll not take up too much space. And then also, because it's gonna be in your carry-on, you can be careful with your carry-on, so you're not flinging it around, and therefore it is less likely to shatter things. So it's not as secure as the other one, but if you're having a rough time with space, this is a great option. Or any sort of similar bag. Obviously you don't need to get that one, and I don't even know if Kathleen still sells it, but this is just I like it because it's deceptively, it holds so much shit. I thought this was gonna hold way less. When I went to pack it, I was I'm gonna have to be really economical about my makeup, and then I put so much stuff in it, but it still has so much room. I could keep going. I could put 2 or 3 more palettes or lip colors in here, but I was deliberately trying to do a smaller version of what I would take, so what I absolutely must have. So with this, it's just one zipper. You open it up, and I'm going to talk you guys through what I'm taking and the rationale there. So this is my palettes all have mirrors, so you don't actually need to take this, but if you wanted to take a small mirror, this is a great, this is just a little hand mirror. A compact mirror works too. This is just the first one I grabbed, and because again I had so much space in this, I was might as well take this one. But you can take smaller mirror options, but I think a mirror is a really good thing to have. Let's start through my brushes first, because they're at the top. With brushes, again, try to be really economical. I don't even take a concealer brush when I'm traveling, because I can do concealer with my fingers. I know I can just dot it under my eyes. I have one foundation brush, no concealer brush like I said, this powder, but I usually use two different brushes for powder, one for like setting powder and one for like under eye powder. You can in a pinch just like use one brush for both, which is why I have just this one KVD brush. I have this pretty small comparatively bronzer brush, this blush brush, and this again comparatively small highlighter brush. And then I have like, this is way more than I need, and I actually need to wash some of these. If you have like one set eye look you're gonna use, you don't really need more than 4 or 5 brushes at the very most. So this is again way more brushes than I need. I could probably take like this one fluffy brush, this slightly smaller fluffy brush, this like pencil brush, this like flat dense brush, and this like angled brush, and I would probably be like good for like the makeup looks I'm gonna be doing that week. But I wanted to grab a few extra options again to show you that you can fit a lot in here, but you really only need like half of these in terms of eye brushes. So again, you have room in this for bigger ones, but because of like the carry-on like liquid limits, I have this little mini MAC Fix Plus and this little mini Urban Decay all-nighter that I use. These ones are really hard to open and refill, but with this one I just get like a big, I have like this that I got as like a sample, like a 100-point Sephora reward. I take my big like value size all-nighter and I just refill this every time I travel, and it's great because it saves you a lot of money as opposed to just buying the like travel sizes over and over. Like this system works great for me. And again, if I'm going away for a week, like this thing filled up more than enough. Like I will not go through it. So okay, palettes. Originally I was literally just gonna take this palette, and probably when I go away, depending on how my packing turns out, I might actually only take this palette. It's the Tarte Maniato palette. This palette smells really good. I like this palette because it's like, it's so simple. So like no matter what, your eye look will go with whatever your outfit is, no matter what. But it's like, it's got like the really dark colors, a couple shimmers, and like the really light colors. So you can really transform it for night and day. And I just find it to be like really small and compact, but also really versatile because there was so much room in this palette. I also ended up packing my Modern Renaissance, which is another good like palette that you can use for day and for night, but this also has a couple more like fall tones and like reds and stuff. So I also put this in here, but again, I might not end up taking it. I might just take, like I legitimately think like if you're going away for just like a basic trip, you can, this is all you need really. Like this is it. Like I could do everything I want to do with my makeup look for the week I'm going away with this. But I had space, so I put that one in. And then because again, this is so like this is like a great all-around palette, but there's no color in it. The other thing I grabbed because I had room, and again, if I didn't have room, I would have just left this at home, was this little MAC quad of like 4 pans that I actually got for my birthday. So the MAC birthday gift this year was to pick out 4 like individual shadows, and I just grabbed these 4 like different duochromes because I thought I don't have a lot of duochromes, and I thought it'd be a good way to like get colors that I won't normally use. So I just grabbed this, and I figured because I'm taking a palette that has no colors in it, if I took this, it would be a fun way to like, if I wanted to spice things up when I'm away, I can do that, and if I don't, then I don't, but it like does not take up any space. And so really like, probably this is all I'm gonna take, but this fits in there. I could probably grab literally another palette and also fit it in there. I just like didn't want to do that because I'm trying to be compact, but there's so much room. That's kind of what I'm taking. I'm sorry I'm not going in any particular order. Eye primer, I'm just taking this MAC Paint Charlie Paint Pot. This is just the first eye primer I grabbed. Any eye primer will fit in there. Eye primers also typically don't require tools. I like this one because you can just dip your finger in. It's useful, but like any eye primer will do. I'm probably gonna take my Born This Way foundation and concealer just because they're again tried and true travel products. The one thing is I'm almost out of this guy, so I might have to swap it for something else just because I don't want to run out when I'm away, unless I want to have to run out and then go find a new, like go to a Sephora in the middle of Winnipeg and get one, but I don't want to do that, so I might end up swapping this out depending on how much I think is left in it. But tried and true, I would not try out a new foundation when you're away. I know these work. They're going in my bag. For powders, my like my regular everyday powders are kind of bulky. Like my, I could probably get travel sizes of my translucent, Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and my Hourglass ambient light powder, but I just like, I have so many other products that I was just like, whatever. I'm gonna take this little mini of a Tarte powder that I hope doesn't have flashback. Just because it's small, it's compact. And then I'm just taking this Fit Me pressed powder just because it's a little bit smaller than the other stuff, but who knows. And it works really well. Like I know I like this powder. So just like saving space in that way. I never go out of my way to buy travel sizes because I feel like if you buy enough makeup, and like if you don't buy a lot of makeup, this might not be the situation for you, but I feel like if you buy enough makeup, you just kind of come into like having smaller sized versions of things. And if you're not picky, which I am not, yeah, it might not be the thing I use every day, but it like traveling and having to pick smaller stuff actually gives you an opportunity to use products I don't reach for all that often. So for example, actually, I haven't gotten to primer yet, but my primer is this little, it's a Benefit POREfessional, but like the glowy version, the pearl primer. I got this as a sample and I've used it a couple times, so I know I like it because it's basically the exact same thing as the regular POREfessional, just with like a little bit of a glow to it. So I like that. And I know it works, and it's like so tiny, but also, you know, I don't use enough primer every time I use primer to go through this in a week. So it's like the perfect thing to like bring with me on travel. It's small, it just tucks in away, and like, I'm sure you have stuff like that lying around, like in your makeup samples thing. Like for my hair stuff, I'm probably just gonna take hair samples, like hair care samples that I know I have, because I've gotten little pouches that have like the hair products from like Diva Curl or Briogeo. Like I know I have a bunch of those, so I'm just gonna throw those in instead of taking like a whole ass bottle. Just like, it's little things like that that like both make you use up stuff you have and also like save up a lot of space when you're traveling. And then once again, I'm taking this Buxom Wanderlust blush because this is my favorite blush formula I think ever. And it's like so much smaller than a lot of my other single blushes. I'm not picky on blush, so like for me personally, one blush is all I need. So this one guy will do the trick for my whole week, especially because I know I'm gonna keep the eye looks pretty minimal, like I'm not taking anything crazy. If you were to take like, I don't know, if you wanted a couple more options, like a smaller eye palette, like those ABH trios would be probably a good option too, or a couple blush options, but I'm just not super picky with my blushes, so I figured just this one would be like good enough for me. Same with this, I have this Nars Laguna. Everybody and their mom, I know if you've ever bought makeup like one time in your life, you probably have a Nars Laguna, like a little mini of it. I like this, it works, it does the job, it's tiny. Taking it with me. Again, you could take a full-size bronzer, but like if you don't have to, like why would you? Like that's my whole thing. It's like, yeah, there are things that are full size that I maybe like a smidge more, but most of the time like I just don't reach for these because I forget about them. So like if I know it's there and I know it's small, I know it's compact and good to travel with, why not take it? And also because these are singles, they like are in pretty strong packaging. Like I almost feel like things that are in palettes, especially if the palette is like cardboard packaging, are so much more likely to like break. And so like, yeah, it would be really easy for me to take my KVD like contour palette, but it's like in paper packaging. Like I feel like is actually way more likely to break than just like picking an individual single shadow or single powder that I like and putting that in my stuff. And then for highlight, I'm also taking this Becca Opal little mini that I think I got in like a set with something else probably. I think it was like this and like probably a primer or something. It was like one of those Black Friday like mini kits. Again, it's so tiny, it's so versatile. I use this a lot because I like Opal and I don't have a full size of it, but it's also just like, it's so good for travel. It's so tiny, it's so cute. I think like we've already emptied so much of this. I'll walk you guys through what's left. So I don't have a lot of complicated brow rituals. As you know, I only like started doing my brows like last year. So just this ColourPop Brow Boss gel, it's all I need. It's already small, it's already compact, it's not a huge thing. Fits in really nicely. I have mini sizes of, like I have travel sizes of this, and actually I almost prefer using the travel sizes because I feel like they, even like on like a regular basis, because again, I've gotten so many of them as samples, and two, I feel like they dry out really quickly, so I almost like feel like I like the smaller sizes of this better, just like to use normally as well. But I just grabbed this one because it was like closer to me, but they have these in spades, in small sizes, so just grab whatever one you want, small or big, whatever fits. Just grabbing Roller Lash as my mascara. I feel like everybody also, again, you could grab trial size mascaras. Like everybody has a bunch of good sample mascaras. I feel like if you're a makeup person. I just literally decluttered all of my makeup minis pretty much, because my mascara minis, because like they were all like really old and really crusty, and like I'd used all of them almost pretty much. But I also, again, this is like one of those things I almost like the travel sizes better, because mascara goes bad so quickly that I feel like it's almost better to get the travel sizes even when you're not traveling, because you're supposed to throw out mascara every 3 months and nobody does that. But even if you're using it 6 months, like I feel like you would have to use this every single day and only this to go through it in the right amount of time, and I don't do that. So I like the minis better, but I just grabbed this because it's handy. But mini works just as well. I don't actually think I'm going to use this all that much, but again, I just want to show you guys how much room there is in that bag, and I had so much room left. Like I think I'd filled it like 2/3 of the way up. But I grabbed this Buxom lip gloss just so I would have a gloss option if I decide I want to get glossy, but I don't think I'm going to get glossy at all. That's just not who I am as a person. And then I was originally just going to take like one like good like nude My Lips But Better lip shade, because again, I was trying to be like, here's what you need like at minimum to travel. Like this is all you need, just one lip shade, one this, one that. But then I literally had so much room that I was like, okay, I guess we'll grab two. So I was originally just going to grab like the KVD liquid lipstick Lolita. And then I couldn't find it, and I decided I was gonna grab more than one thing. So I ended up grabbing this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk medium pencil and stick lipstick for like during the day when I want to have like a more nude, more My Lips But Better, more like forgiving shade. And then if I want to have like a fun like night on the town, I also grabbed this, like label has rubbed off, but I'm 99% sure this is KVD's Nosferatu. And then I also just grabbed this ColourPop Bichette lip pencil to go with it. And I was like, okay, this covers my, this is my everyday and this is my evening. And also because I'm going on this trip in September, I feel like we're bringing fall looks in anyway. So both of these are kind of like more grungy and have a bit of like a darker overtone, a more gray undertone in this case especially. But I thought that was okay because it's like September, like we're kind of like, the summer colors are going out. Like I'm not gonna be wearing like bright pink lips anyways. And my clothes are probably gonna be like moving towards fall colors, and like my outfits are just gonna be more fall-y. So I figured that works. And then yeah, just packing it all in is like super easy. Like you literally just like toss everything in and you have a shit ton of room. And if you want to pack more, there's still room. If you want to pack less, you can pack less. If you have a smaller bag than this, like there's a whole bunch of things here that you don't need to take with you. Or there's a lot of ways to like save space, I feel like, when you are traveling. Like if you have like a tiny little thing that you want to fill with makeup, you can like take one bronzer and use that bronzer also as eyeshadow. Like if you don't want to have like a fancy eye look, if you just want to have like a little bit of like color to your eye and that's kind of it, you really don't need a whole eyeshadow palette, even just the one. Like I said take one, you don't even really need the one. I think it really just depends on like how much makeup you want to do, the level of makeup you want to do, like how fancy is it going to be. Like for me, I like to have options because I just like doing my makeup. I find it really ritualistic. If makeup's one of those things you just like put on to like, because like you think it's gonna make you look more presentable, like there are so many shortcuts you can take. Like truly, like I fully think nobody needs eyeliner. Like I think everybody with just mascara like levels up 100 times in a way that like you truly, like if you don't want to and you don't have space for it, like just don't take eyeliner. Just put on, don't take eyeliner, don't take eyeshadow, just take a bronzer and like a mascara and you're good to go. Yeah, literally I've piled everything back in here, not even well. Like there's a whole bunch of gaps if you can see like in between stuff. And this has so much room left. It closes really easily. It's not one of those things that's gonna bother you. It's a whole bunch of wiggle room. It's just like super, I feel like people make traveling, like packing makeup to travel like super complicated. It doesn't need to be. Like it's one of those things where I don't understand why, like I don't know if people are like boxing with their makeup. Okay, I think if you're putting your makeup in your checked bags, you are setting yourself up to fail because those things get like hurled around and if you don't have like a really sturdy bag, and even if you do have a sturdy bag, things might shatter. But I think if you're putting your makeup in your carry-on, which is what I would recommend even if you do have checked luggage, like it's not that complicated. It really isn't. That's it. This is kind of a quick video. I have a couple of videos coming up that like, I have clear plans for, but like for today's video, I wasn't really like, I didn't have a total idea in mind, so this was kind of like a spur of the moment idea because I was like, I need to pack makeup for this trip anyway. So sorry if it's a little bit erratic and all over the place. I didn't really plan for this one, but I do have plans for my next 2 videos already, so you know, I like to live life on the edge. I used to have like fully like video plans like a month in advance, and I haven't really done that lately, so I need to like sit down and plan. But I do know what my next like 2 or 3 are going to be, so the rest of September should be planned out pretty well. But anyway, if you have any questions about makeup for travel, put them down below and I'll try my best to answer them. If you had any of your own tips or suggestions or like things you do when you pack your makeup to travel, leave them down below. I would love to learn more tips or like more advice. Like I by no means think I'm an expert. This is just like what I've done every time I've traveled, and I think every time I packed my makeup to travel, I kind of like refine the process and figure out like what works and what doesn't. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you like this channel, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all next week because I post new videos every Wednesday, and I'll see you guys all then. Bye!